welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica Soto. If you're new, hi, welcome. I'm happy to have you. And if you're returning, hi, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Okay, so fun video today. I got my girls here with me. This is Lo, this is Ty, but they're gonna introduce themselves in a minute. Let me just tell y'all what we talking about today, okay? Today, we are going to be getting into the tea, the gossip, the everything about being in the military. And not just being in the military, but being a woman in the military. And not just being a woman in the military, but being a woman in the military. You feel me? So, it is a very different experience. We all have different types of experiences. So yeah, we're just gonna sip on some wine and we're just gonna chat it up. We got 6 different wines here. I don't know, what is this?
Sangria.
She bought these. I just want y'all to know she bought them.
So that's the fruity one.
So this is the fruity one. This is a sangria. It's by Keel and Curly. A bin number 27.
That's gonna be the mid.
20% alcohol? Oh my god.
I was looking at the label.
Oh my god.
On the price tag
Hold
to
on.
see which wine
How much is the sangria? That's probably like 5%. That's 12.
Cheers.
Cheers. That would be good cold.
Yeah.
None of these are cold, by the way.
No.
So what happens
The
when
cold
last
one.
minute plan?
The cold ones were cheap.
Yeah.
All the cold ones were cheap, and I was like,
I mean, this is good.
it is good. But I'm saying the cold ones were cheap.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
was like,
Okay, so I'm gonna just let the girls introduce themselves, and I'm gonna sit back here and drink my wine. Go ahead, boo.
hey everybody, I'm Lauren. They call me Lo. I've been in the military for 15 years now. And I am going to retire because I have 5 more years. There's no point in getting out at this point.
Right.
And yeah, that's, from Chicago.
Right. Where are you from in Chicago?
Southside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
73rd Champlain.
I'm calling. Okay, so how would you describe your military experience thus far? Are you like it? I mean, you obviously don't hate it because you're willing to do the 20, but especially with you being a troop, she's a staff sergeant, y'all. So she got people to deal with. So tell me, how is it being an NCO? What's the difference from being an NCO and an airman, and how is your whole experience?
So, airmen have like 0 responsibilities, and I associate being an NCO with being a mom, because that's literally what you're doing.
Really?
And I'm really tired of I'm really tired of, what is it, policing other people's adult kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough, it's a tough one.
Right.
So yeah.
So you
I'm ready to go, but we got to get that money.
Are you trying to make tech then?
I am. Hopefully I made it this year. We're gonna see.
We'll see. We'll see.
She said I did.
You already made it. You gotta speak that shit into existence.
Absolutely. That's true. That's true.
Hi, I'm Ty. I was in for 7 years and 1 month. I got out 2 years ago due to a toxic environment. I had only been able to get to 2 bases in those 7 years, and both of those bases were just not good mentally for me.
What was your first base?
My first base was Dias, and my second base, Dias Air Force Base in Texas, and then my second base was Korea, South Korea.
Yeah.
Kunsan.
Okay, so, and you got out as a staff sergeant.
I did get out as a staff.
So same question. Being an airman, being an NCO, what's the difference? Do you agree with what Lo said?
Honestly, I was avoiding making staff. I was avoiding it like the plague. Somehow, I made it by .004. Weirdest thing ever. Exactly. I was not trying to make it, but it was given to me right before I got out, probably 7 months before I got out. I made staff, and I was not agreeable with the pressure because of the environment.
Yeah.
I would say that I'm a mom type a little bit. Like, I like to take care of people. So that wasn't the problem. It wasn't the issue for me. The issue was the other things, the paperwork side and the way they wanted to handle things. Like
That's how I feel about the military. It's not my job specifically. It's the military. Like, it's the Air Force. Like, I can't describe it, but the Air Force.
Right.
That's the part I don't
makes
like.
sense. It's not.
Yeah, like I don't like that I can't come to work with purple hair. I don't like, you know, like the Air Force stuff that some people can handle, some people don't care about, and other people like, damn, this shit is annoying. And enough little annoyances can get you to the point where you're just like, fuck it, dog. Like, I don't want to do this at all. You know?
I mean, I wasn't really saying that. I was saying more of like paperwork and the way they handle things.
Yeah,
you can't handle them the way you want to.
Yeah. That's the Air Force. Like that's
right. Okay.
You gotta handle it the Air Force's way.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And a lot of times, like to me, like conflict in the workplace.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck if you're a master sergeant and you're a senior airman. Sit down and talk it out. But that's not how the Air Force says handle it. The Air Force says if that senior airman got mouthy with an NCO, they get paperwork.
Yeah.
And who want to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they don't ask the questions behind why that senior airman went.
But it's
ran
not
off into
never
that. Because they probably deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like
they I feel like they treat. I'm a senior airman, guys. So they were NCOs at their time, but I'm not an NCO, but I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
You know, and they treat me like a child. They treat me like a little kid talking back.
Exactly.
Like, no, dude, I'm grown as hell. You're not gonna talk to me like I'm your child.
Yeah.
And then when I respond to you in the same way, shape, and manner you respond to me, now I'm right. Yeah. I'm the disrespectful one.
At some point, they got signing that paperwork to join the Air Force as losing your adulthood, and losing your autonomy as a person, and it's weird. It's not okay. It isn't. Respect is mutual. It should be mutual.
It should be.
So I know when we talk a lot, you, Ty, make it very clear your mental health was at an all-time low.
Oof. Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that to us?
Sure, I can.
Whatever you want to share. You don't have to overshare. Whatever you're comfortable saying. And this is for like black women that are thinking about serving too. So like
I don't want to discourage anyone either, because like I said, I feel like I got unlucky.
We'll get to that part. Like there's a bit of positive we'll say, but right now just keep it honest. Mental health, did they help you? What was going on at the time? Was it mostly Air Force? Was it personal? Was it a mix and you just weren't being taken care of? What's up?
What was it?
Don't worry about it.
What was it?
No, don't worry about it. They scared of bugs. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'm not pointing it out. I'm not telling y'all. Don't worry about it. It's gone.
Is it dead?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't want to turn around.
Okay. Well,
you look. I said,
I did. I was like, what is it?
No, not gonna do it.
Well, I was saying that my work environment wasn't. It started off when I got to Korea. I was super excited. I thought that I was going to stay in, because the difference between Dias Air Force Base and Kunsan, the first 6 months I was there, was astronomical.
Ugh,
it was the first time that I felt like I really belonged where I was.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, the changeover in career happened so quickly that just as quick as I got comfortable, it was taken away from me because my leadership started cycling out. Right. You know, and then people started coming in, and it just got real weird real fast. Right. I don't really know. I can't really pinpoint who it was leaving that made our shop the way it was, but there was a lot of pressure put on everyone. Yeah. It wasn't just me, but I felt it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of well, we did have one person in the shop who was just trying to ruin people's careers. Really? So that was kind of there was a lot of like, what is it? What do you call it? Dry snitching going on. Girl. There's a whole lot of dry snitching about scenarios and situations that were already handled that didn't need to be talked about anymore because we handled them. Yep. But then they would come back up, and then now this person and this person is in trouble, and then the person who helped them get out of the trouble is also in trouble. Wow. You know? It was a whole lot of that going on, a whole lot of bickering in the shop. once I realized that everything was changing, I shut down instead of seeking help.
Okay.
Which is what I should have done.
Okay.
I should have sought out help. I had plenty of friends around me that I could have talked to, but I decided not to talk to anyone until probably about 3 months before I left. And that's when I started talking to Lo, and I started talking to another one of our mutual friends.
Yeah.
About a lot of my issues, and you know, they helped me see through to the end, because I was just ready to just run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I was gonna go, but I was trying to figure it out.
Did you ever go to like mental health?
I did not, because I didn't have a whole lot of time to do that there.
I agree.
Well, no, her specifically, she did not. They didn't.
Yes.
I started out processing. I don't know if y'all know how it's supposed to work, but I started out processing the military 3 months before I got out.
And it's supposed to be like a year.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's supposed to be a year before you get out. They gave her a couple of months to figure the fuck out. So my cup is
Life
empty.
goes on.
So Lo needs to talk more so somebody can finish their drink.
Or you.
So my question for you, Lo.
What's up?
Have you had any experiences with mental health, like your mental health suffering in your career? How'd you handle it? How'd your shop handle it? Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So I've had 2 mental health issues.
Like 2 big situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first one, I was deployed, and it was a tough situation because the females in my office gossiped. Gossip. And at one point, that's who I was hanging out with on deployment. I was hanging out with my office, and then I was like, why? I don't hang out with them at home. I don't need to hang out with them here just to do what? No. So I started hanging out with the person that I actually hung out with at home. And people always saw us together. He was married.
You said he?
Yeah. He was married, and these girls put a note on my door calling me a whore and a homewrecker.
What rank were you?
I was a staff sergeant.
Oh, hell.
And I can't prove it was them, but
we know.
Exactly.
We ain't stupid.
And my supervisor at the time, I was working the night shift, so she came to my door,
Right.
saw the note, didn't take it down, went and got the airman to figure out what to do about the note. Then they both came to my door and knocked on the door. And she just pointed at the note when I opened the door. It was still on my door. Yeah. So I read the note, and instead of being treated as a victim of harassment, which I was, I got investigated.
You got investigated.
I got investigated.
Surprise, fucking surprise. I saw that coming.
Yeah. So that was tough for me because I was just like, really? I like you did. I shut down. Completely shut down, and I wish I didn't, because when I eventually went to IG and did all the steps, of course everybody lied. You know, it's like,
of course
they're gossiping. Like my supervisor literally told me that this girl was gossiping. This airman was gossiping about me at the table while she was sitting there, and she didn't stop it. And of course they lied.
But when IG goes to them, they be like, I never said that.
Exactly. So it's like he say, she say, no real records. So I shut down, and I shut down and didn't care. Like, that was my first time in my career getting paperwork.
You got paperwork
in that unit. That was my very first time getting paperwork.
What was the paperwork for? For you being harassed?
So the first paperwork, no, it was my fault. Like, I handled that.
Oh,
situation.
you mean that shop was the first shop you ever got?
Yeah, that unit was the
I
first.
thought you meant this situation.
No, that unit in general.
I was like, okay, girl.
That's how I was trying to figure it out myself.
But that's how toxic it was.
Yeah.
Because before that deployment, my old supervisor, the airman, would just go in there and be sitting there talking and gossiping about me.
Let me take a stab at how many black women there were there.
So, the superintendent was Puerto Rican. Thought she was white though. The airman was Mexican.
Oh, so.
Then the
people of color.
And then the last one, so the last situation where I actually was messed up about, all of them were black, except for the one girl.
You know what? I don't even want to act super shocked because
I don't know.
black
I have
women
never met So
the first to tear each other
I
down.
have not been in a shop
military,
yet.
I
Yeah,
noticed.
I have not been in a shop yet with black women where they're actually helping us.
Same.
They're always tearing down.
Same.
And like, I'm under you. I can't do anything to mess up your career. Why are you trying to tear me down?
The only female NCO that has ever taken care of me was a Filipino woman.
Yep.
Sergeant B. That was the only woman. Like, every time I meet a black NCO, when I used to think I was gonna do 20 years, I would be like, I would love for you to mentor me. They're doing well in their career. And Sergeant Fullwood. Sergeant Fullwood, she was that girl.
She was that
She
woman.
was that girl.
Still is that
But
woman.
she was the only black NCO I have ever met. Black female NCO. And the black male NCOs, they're just trying to fuck me. I haven't met a black male NCO that just wanted to keep it professional.
I have. When I was in Korea, my first two.
You just said when I was in Korea, I don't think anybody kept it professional enough.
Girl, Korea!
We did at work. I mean, no, he didn't
Girl,
work
bye.
with us like that. But so
Have you seen her? Stand up. Show crowd your booty.
we're not gonna.
They
We're not there yet. Wait. But no, they did. Like, there were only two.
Is everybody done?
Yes. But yeah, and then my second situation. So wait, no, with that one still. So I didn't go to mental health until I started. So I feel like I have a sleep disorder. I have to go get it tested. But
Yeah, go.
my body doesn't go into paralysis during REM sleep.
You still be moving?
So when I dream, a lot of the times I act out my dreams.
Oh my God! What if you're running in your dream? You gonna run out the front door?
I woke up in the living room once.
Girl!
Yeah, it's a little creepy, but it
A
started.
little.
Yeah, it started getting worse. Like,
Who? And you
My
live by
roommate.
yourself, so nobody can watch you. If you do something stupid, you're dead.
not.
What if you try to cut a sandwich and you cut your finger
I
off?
hope I don't get that far, but
You don't be cutting sandwiches in your dreams?
No.
Cause I do.
I don't cut sandwich.
no damn sandwich.
What?
What is going on with
Who cut sandwiches in their
I
dreams?
love a good sandwich.
Why you need to cut
I
it?
cut the sandwich in my dream.
I mean, I don't cut sandwiches.
You
in
don't
real
cut
life.
sandwiches.
No, I pick that sucker up and eat it.
Oh, you a freak.
Heck no.
You better cut your damn sandwiches, guys. Cut your sandwich.
Or you a freak.
Right? Or you're a freak.
You take it all the way, yeah.
Ha.
Oh my God.
Take the whole thing, no question.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
better cut your sandwich.
So I said something earlier. I wanted to point out that you said it was a he, right?
Yeah.
The reason I did that was
Yeah.
I wanted to ask y'all a question.
Ooh.
How often have y'all been put in situations from being friends with males that it has backfired in your career?
See, I love that question because people always think I'm the crazy girlfriend when I say my man isn't to have girlfriends. He isn't to have female friends unless
0 female friends.
you have a cordial work friend, cool, or y'all, cause y'all are my friends, and so by association
What
y'all
about-
are his friends.
What about friends who knew
But no,
before?
do you fuck? Hey.
If they never had sex, nothing ever happened.
Okay, so having a friendship is one thing.
Yeah.
Hanging out, going out to bars together and shit, it's
Yeah.
a bad look.
Yeah, it's another.
It just doesn't look good.
But like,
I
get what you're
trust
saying.
him. I trust him. It's just a bad look.
I agree with that. I would
And
never
because
do that.
that's my rule for him, but I will never set a standard that I won't also achieve.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my rule for myself. I don't, Nick is cool. Nick is my boy. Nick is her man, by the way. You think I'm gonna go out to the bar with Nick? Fuck no.
Why not?
Because
No.
that's a bad look.
Yeah, I
It
would
takes one person not knowing us well. You know me. So if I were to say, I'm gonna hang out with Nick, me and him cool, I'll be messing with him, we cool, we gonna hang out. You wouldn't care. It takes one motherfucker that
To
knows
read the
us a little
situation
bit,
incorrectly.
but not well, to tell everybody else, oh yeah, I seen Nick and Erica at the bar. And then it was, I seen Erica sitting on Nick's lap. Then it was Erica and Nick was fucking right in the middle of the brewery.
Yeah, it does.
It's like that's
It's the telephone game.
It's
Definitely the telephone.
and then it takes a split second of of you feeling insecure or feeling unsure or us going through a hard time for you to be like, and then perfectly at that perfect time where we not cool for you to hear I fuck your man. Yeah. It takes that one moment. I'm sorry. Damien's had it because he didn't understand my whole thing of don't have female friends. It's not a good look. He didn't understand it. So it backfired so many times, especially like one of his good friends was like the hoe of the shop. And they was cool. I trusted him. He said nothing happened. I believe it.
Right.
But now everybody knows, oh, she and he cool. And she's a A1C. And you a staff sergeant. Yeah. No, his paycheck is keeping our family fed. So don't even put yourself in the situation. I have never had that experience because I hold myself to that standard of I'm not just hanging out with you. We're not friends. We can be cool at work. We can have fun conversation. We can, even have like a work friendship, fine. But you're not getting my number. You're not texting me. If it's on the WhatsApp, it's about work.
Okay, can I spit a scenario to y'all?
Yeah.
Specifically, this happened to me.
Okay.
You know how black folk always end up on mischief. We'll
Oh.
talk about that later.
Oh my God.
Black folk always end up on mischief, right? So we had a midship squad at Dias. It was me.
The black people do end up on mischief.
Yes.
I guess I'm young in my career because I didn't even
realize that. Oh, you didn't figure that out?
I didn't know. I never associated that at all.
It's 100% true.
And midship is always the people that don't get picked for awards because they get forgotten about.
They get forgotten about.
Girl.
They did there.
Okay, before you start, because this sounds juicy, let's pick another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Scenario you was about to bring up.
Okay. So we had a midship crew.
Right.
I also had a weird living arrangement at the time, right?
I feel you.
It was me and my then husband.
Wait, we got
cheers.
Oh, and we're trying the
Oh yes. I kind of showed it.
Kapala. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Kabbalah.
She trying to say it with an accent. Bitch, what accent is that?
That's what it is.
What country is this?
I don't know. It said Francis or something. Francis Kabbalah.
Francis Kapala Diamond Collection. We got all these drinks from Walmart, y'all. We don't.
It was Publix.
Publix. That's why you spent $90.
Yeah.
You would have spent $55 at Walmart.
They had a better selection. I thought about that.
So yeah, midship squad. Our living arrangement at the time was me and my then husband and my coworker and his wife.
Oh.
We were staying in a townhouse.
Oh, small.
Like all of you together?
A tiny. I see a whole
saving
house.
money.
I mean,
he was saving money, and
I agree.
he didn't come out of his room for shit. Like he liked playing video games.
Oh, your husband?
No,
Her husband.
The other
so my coworker never came out of the room unless he was at work or he was playing video games.
Okay, how old were y'all at the time?
I was 22. I was 22, which would have made him also 22. And my coworker was 21 and his.
Okay, so y'all were young. Y'all were young.
We were young.
Saving money.
Yes,
Young broke airmen. I get that.
So we ended up on the same shift. We were all on mids, and there was one other, our NCO, that was on mids, who also lived in our little
Housing complex.
Yes, housing complex. So after mids, I would cook breakfast.
Tasty.
I mean, my roommate's already coming, because he's there. So I invited my staff sergeant to come eat breakfast.
Which was the NCO on
Which was
mids?
the NCO on mids.
Okay.
I don't know how it got misconstrued. I guess at some point his wife thought that it was just me and him, but it turned into a big thing into the shop. Where
See the scenario I just
But all
mentioned?
of you guys. So
The
all
scenario
of you guys
I
were on
just
Correct,
said.
yes, we were all on mids.
All the
and
airmen.
my roommate was already gonna be there. I was already cooking breakfast, so I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to be nice, and it turned into something astronomically.
But clearly he lied about something though.
I think they might have
Why did his
stuff
wife?
going on already.
Because the staff sergeant's wife, right? What do you mean lied about what? He lied about something. He lied about his whereabouts. He lied about whose house it was. He lied about who was there. Because if he was like, "Oh, I'm going to my airman's house,"
like airman's plural. that wouldn't have been a big deal.
He probably
she
didn't.
She knew because she lived around. We've seen her. We've met her.
That
we
is
had
true.
conversations.
Well, maybe.
This wasn't like out of the blue.
So
I had been in the shop for at least a year at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had been in the shop and settled, all of that good stuff.
Right.
This wasn't like I was some random.
Okay.
She knew us.
Okay.
I really can't explain why it turned into that, but apparently I was trying to steal her man because I was cooking him breakfast.
Maybe she didn't cook.
Yeah, you cook for my man. I might have to beat your ass.
Maybe she didn't cook.
Especially because you cook better than me. We might have to fight.
I don't cook better than you. Don't say that.
Nah, she doesn't.
No. If she knew us, she knew of me, she knew me. Like she asked me, I left that out. She asked me to watch her kids a few times.
Ooh. Oh, so she trusted you?
Yeah, she trusted me enough to leave her 2 children with me.
Okay.
When they were, working and that we weren't on the same shift. But once we became on the same shift, he came over for breakfast. I guess it'd be brunch?
Dinner?
I don't know.
Y'all's dinner?
It's our dinner. I don't know what you want to call it on mids. Whatever you call it. He came over for a meal after we got off of work.
So it was like y'all were
Before we went
leaving
home.
work.
Yes, we left.
So it's like you went to a restaurant but to your house.
But it was my house. How do you feel about that? Was that wrong? Was that wrong?
I'd be pissed.
Would you?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell you. If Damien were to do it, I would be pissed. Because, and me and Damien have had to have this conversation a lot. My absolute favorite part of the day is coming home to my husband and my daughter. Mm-hmm. That is my favorite. I look forward to it. As I'm driving to work, all I'm thinking about is kissing my husband when I get home and seeing my baby smile from the moment I wake up and leave for work. So the reason why I would be upset, and I'm not saying this is why she was upset, but for me, I would get mad when that wasn't also, like Damien would do shit where he would come home and sit in the driveway in the car or something like that, and it made me feel, and I'm not saying this is how it was, but it made me feel like he didn't have the same enthusiasm coming to see me, because he loves Lotus. Mm-hmm. The question isn't our baby. He is obsessed with her. Everybody that sees, everybody is, she is a sweetie.
You have to say hi to her when you call.
You have to.
She's gonna speak up.
She gotta take it.
Hey,
our bad, Lotus. Hey.
She will lose it, and he loves her. So to me, I was taking it as you don't want to see me. Mm-hmm. And so if he were to go to another woman's house, I don't give a fuck who's there. To me, even if you were to invite me, I'd be like, no, I just want to see my baby, and I want to cuddle with him before he has to go to work. Mm-hmm. Because mids gets off around the time that Days is going to work, or like the average civilian is probably waking up for work. So for me, I would immediately be like, no, I gotta go home and see my baby. Like, I want to kiss my husband. My daughter's not gonna wake up. I might want to have sex. Yeah. I don't ever see my husband.
Another question: who would you take that out on?
Right.
What?
So mature me would take it out on Damien only, and not even take it out, because
it's the wrong word.
Like I would express my grievances would be towards Damien. That's mature me. Me before Lotus, and if you knew me before I had a baby, you don't know me. Before Lotus, everybody. And that's always how I've been. Everybody can catch it. You were disrespectful for even inviting my man. You were disrespectful for going. The fact, everybody could catch it. I don't give a fuck who was there. And if there was people there and none of y'all said, go home to your wife and 2 kids, I'm beating y'all asses too. Everybody can catch it.
Well, I'm glad you matured.
The side got me.
Yeah. Me too. I always tell Damien, you are lucky you got me when you did.
I just had that conversation with Nick last night.
Nick
called me at the right time.
Because 3 years ago, Ty. 3 years ago, Ty didn't cry when her feelings was hurt.
Hell to the no. I was like,
what are tears?
Savage.
What are tears?
I don't know what the hell happened to me. Woo!
When she started crying, she thought it was blood.
I bet
she thought it was. What is this? I'm dying.
Mom, how you feel about that scenario though? Would you be mad?
So,
cause y'all seem to be okay with the
I'm
different
friendship. So clearly, I feel like there was something else going on. bad household.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this, and it wasn't your fault.
I ain't gonna speak on it, but yes.
You were probably like one of the straws.
But he knows
And the
something's
last
going
straw.
on in his house,
And that's not her fault.
yeah, I whoop his ass.
But
I lose it.
It's not what you think was going on, but yes, something.
But that's what I mean.
Anything.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Any problems in the household, when a man goes to another woman for anything, the insecurity, like we were just talking about, like that insecurity, whatever's going on already, oh hell no, he fucking her. Like that's gonna be the thought.
How are you fucking me?
But no, that's what I'm saying. That's
not.
gonna be her thought.
But I understand.
I wouldn't even think that.
But I get where you're coming from. But like in that scenario, the problem I had
It
was
was everybody.
everyone was there. My husband at the time was on meds, so he was home too eating.
Right.
My whole husband was home eating.
Yeah.
My roommate was home eating. His wife had just left for work because
Question.
12 hours, 7 to 7. And
Question.
wow.
When are emotions ever logical?
Exactly.
Touche.
Feeling isn't logic, or else they would be the same thing.
It's never logical.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's never logical. The brain, when we're pissed off or emotional for everybody, like the logic just goes out the window.
Yeah.
And it's like, this bitch fuck him. And then the other brain is like,
I wouldn't
she's
even
married.
think that though. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even think that they were having sex.
I wouldn't either, but
me and
that's what I'm thinking.
Damien had a big issue, like, cause he didn't understand the whole opposite gender friendship shouldn't have the friendship. He didn't understand that concept, and no matter how much I explain it, he still doesn't understand it. I feel like he just respects it. He knows it's my standard and he follows it. You know, like I don't really think he gets it though.
Yeah.
And it was times where he'd be like, we was just hanging out, like him and his female friend went to a bar, and it was a group of people, and I was still pissed, and he could not understand why. Principle is, I was at home by myself doing nothing. This was before we had love. We worked opposite shifts. He did, but I didn't like her. I didn't like her because her boyfriend was a married man that had a baby on the way. All of her boyfriends were married men with babies on the way.
Well, I mean, if that's the standard that was set, then I understand you being uncomfortable.
Yeah. So for me, like what he was saying, I'm gonna hang out with my friends. He was very transparent. She's gonna be there, X, Y, and Z. He was very transparent, and he asked me if I wanted to go, but I said no. I don't like her, and I don't want to go. Not because I have an issue with her, not because we're beefing, but I don't respect her. I don't respect her. I don't respect her value. I don't think she values herself. And I don't associate myself with lower class beings. Not lower class beings, but emotionally lower class is what I'm going to say. I don't want to be around her boyfriend while his wife is at home taking care of their newborn and he's here with his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's nuts.
No, I don't want to go. So, and he could not understand. He left because he was a grown man. We weren't married. We didn't have a baby. We were just dating. He's a grown man. He do what he want. He left, and I was still upset. He could not, like, he was like, I didn't do anything. I don't think you did anything. But the fact that you went anyway, the fact that it was a Saturday night and I was here by myself.
Did you tell him you were uncomfortable with it before you left?
He knew.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him?
He said, babe, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to go with this girl, and she's inviting the whole group. I said, I don't fuck with that bitch. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth. Every time, even now, if he says her name, I say, ugh. Every time.
But that's not telling him that you're uncomfortable.
Get out of here.
It's not. So get
out of here.
No,
I'm
going to tell you something. My brother is 10 years older than me. He's been married. This is his second marriage.
I heard my bad.
And literally, when I go to him about my friend, he's like, we're done, Lauren. You have to break things down to us. Like, you can't just make a statement and think we're going to pick it up.
I agree to that to a extent.
If you don't say,
but
I don't feel comfortable with you going.
Clearly expressed my grievances with that entire group of friends. And I always told Damien, and this is a conversation we still have, that I don't think he understands the value of friendship. Like he enjoys people and he's an extrovert. Yeah. So he allows anybody in his space. Yeah, anybody that he vibes with, anybody that's fun. And I don't care how sweet she is. I don't care how nice he is. I don't care what they do. I do not care. If I don't respect you, if I don't like you, if there's some way, shape, fashion, or form that we don't mix, I can't be around you. You know, and he knows that. And I expressed my grievances with that entire group of friends well before.
Like,
And I
also
expressed
comfortable
to
with you
him,
going?
I expressed to him that I always expressed to him that I think he needed to pick a better group of friends. So did I say, I don't think you should go with those specific people? No, I did not. But he knows I hate them. He knows I don't think they're good friends. And he knows I don't think he should be friends with them.
So that still doesn't say you're uncomfortable with him hanging out with you.
I don't.
I no longer.
I don't think that says that.
I think you have to break it down, and I do think communication is the biggest thing. But I am a communicator. I'm not the girl that's gonna sit there with my feelings
I get
hurt.
what you're saying.
I'm gonna say what I'm thinking.
But what I'm saying is, you it sounds like you gave him advice. To me, like thinking how a man thinks, it sounds like you gave him advice.
Nah, that's just because I'm being nice about it. We've had fights.
Okay.
Fights.
Well, that's
about
different then. Because what you said was like advice. I don't think.
But like,
friends.
if he didn't love me, we'd come to blows. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause fights about it.
Okay.
Especially this specific friendship.
Okay.
And he wasn't understanding, and in his mind, she was my friend well before I had ever even been hanging out with you. So in his head, that was him being loyal to her. And I was like, well, being loyal to her loses me.
Yeah.
And at that point, you have to
Make a
pick.
decision.
And it's sad to give someone an ultimatum, but it wasn't like I was saying pick me or pick her. It was I'm not comfortable with this, and I'm not willing to sit in this.
Okay.
So you can love her and you can respect her, and that can be your friend because we all love our friends. We all want to be with our friends. But I am not comfortable with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I made that very clear a lot, and it wasn't until the day I was like, I'm done. If you hang out with her again, I'm done. For him to be like, I still don't think he gets it, but he doesn't.
He don't
know.
know.
Yeah, he's
It's
not
fine.
gonna risk it.
I don't understand it, but I can't be your friend.
Literally, he's still like to this day, like not to this day, but like our last argument about it, or not argument, but just like a conversation. He was like, well, I didn't see the big deal. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna keep explaining it. At this point, there's no more communication. I'm not gonna keep telling everybody says, tell how you feel. I'm not doing that. Now, after I've told you 110 times how I feel, now I'm telling you what I need. I need you to either be her friend or not. That is it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to ask you about it. I don't want to cry about it. I don't want to take your feeling. Either you are her friend or not. And if you are, I'm not. You know, like, it's, I don't know. I would have been pissed in that situation if I was her, and I wouldn't have even thought y'all did anything. It's just the principle.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed.
Maybe I was just too young to see it that way.
Yeah, you were early 20s, and they were probably mid 20s.
Yeah,
You make rank very early, you know, so no one was mature enough to see it correctly. But let's pick another bottle.
Yes.
Let them see. Let the guys see it.
Red sangria.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So this is you got two sangrias and one white.
Well, they were. It was the tag.
Okay.
They were different.
Okay, Ty, come in.
This
Now,
was sweet and that was fruity.
So what's some other things? Let's talk about our military careers. What's some other things you want to think of? It's not my turn. It's not your turn. It's their turns. There's no turns. Oh, I guess running back a little bit, I can tell my experience with mental health in the military.
Yeah.
Because isn't this great? Get a load of this, guys. So, and this is why I say being a black woman in the military is a particular experience, because I can guarantee you no one other than me has probably experienced something like this. But when I first had my baby, we moved here to Florida from South Carolina. We had orders before she was born. So before she was born, when she was born, like the day we got home, I was up, I was moving. I never had time to heal. I didn't have time to do like any of that. So my stitching tore like twice. I was in an awful headspace. Damien had just totaled his car. We had 2 dogs, bought a new house, didn't know what we were going to do with the other house. I had just bought my house in January, and we got orders in like March or April. It was probably like April to leave September. So I was like, dude, My baby was supposed to be born in that time frame. Me and Damien. Oh wait, we probably got it before that. April, May. No, yeah, he got the orders in April, and Damien got them by himself. We weren't married, so then it was like, now either we get married, we do this. Like, what do we do? You know, like it was just a very stressful time. And maternity leave in the military is 3 months. I know for a lot of American, I know I have followers in other countries, but at least for America, 3 months is a very long time. But if you have a baby, 3 months ain't nothing.
That just changed.
It did, because it just
was 6
changed.
weeks.
You had your 6 weeks.
I was 6 weeks.
We're friends.
And I took 2 extra weeks to leave.
The rule though, you're not allowed to take leave after it.
Well, yeah, because they give you
Yeah,
time.
but 3 months is a long time. I know for my people in other countries, that is not a long time at all. But for America, 3 months is a lot of time for maternity leave.
Not at all.
But it wasn't enough time for me to get my head right. I felt awful leaving my baby. I had the worst mom guilt. We've all experienced that. It was just such a hard. Well, not you. We all of us moms in the military, or just working in general, moms. Even if you're not working, if you hang out with your friends, like you just feel mom guilt, and it's awful. And I was just having such a hard time with my mental health. So I finally, let my flight chiefs know, like, I'm not okay, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not okay. We have 1 car. We have no childcare. We still don't have childcare. My daughter's 9 months old. Like, I'm losing it. I feel like I have no control. I'm not okay. They send me to mental health. Cool. In that time of going to mental health, I had something physically come up with me because I just had a freaking baby and I had no time to rest. So I was having chest problems. I was having panic attacks. I was having digestive issues, like all types of medical, mental, like physical, mental, everything was wrong, And so I had appointments back to back. And then my daughter, me and Damien are both carriers of like a rare anemia or whatever. We don't have it, but we're carriers.
So then she could have it.
Yeah, so we had to get her tested, figure out what was up with her, how it would affect her, learn things, whatever. All this with no childcare and 1 car. I was just so stressed, and I was like kind of never at work. And so they moved me to a section. They moved me out of mock because I wasn't there. And I told them, like, I'm getting out. Like, this is too much. I have to get out. I can't handle it. I can't handle everything that's happening right now and being in the military. And so they moved me to my weapons section, and I just sat in the snack bar. Like, that was my job because I was breastfeeding. I couldn't go on the line. There's a new, that's a new thing. I was barely ever there. I worked in that section for 2 months, and only because of the dates that I was there was the closeout EPR date. That was the only reason why they were responsible for writing my EPR. Which, if y'all don't know, EPR is our evaluation as an airman, because in the Air Force we test for staff, and our evaluation helps us pass the test and get the next rank, or you get minus points, and it's all on a point system. So I get my EPR back, and the section that was responsible for writing it, I only worked there for 2 months. They had never known me before that.
Did you get an LOE from your last station?
I did.
Oh.
I got an LOE. I gave them bullets.
Yeah.
I got an LOE. I gave them bullets. I was not there for long at all. And then I got a not ready now on my EPR. And the worst part is...
And it shouldn't have been due to your mental health. And that's it. It should not have been due to your medical situation.
Listen, the worst part is... Nobody, because I work in support, I work in a different section now. I, again, was only in that section for 2 months. The worst part is nobody knew what my rating would be until I opened it right there in front of my whole shop. Nobody knew. Nobody told me. I never had any feedback. Nobody warned me that I was getting a markdown. The issue,
it's not
the issue,
but it made it harder.
The issue is not, and what I kept trying to explain to my section, I'm not fighting for staff. I don't care to make staff. I don't want to make staff. I'm getting out I see y'all, and I don't want to do what y'all be doing.
Right.
I like my little airman stripe. The issue is the principle.
Right.
They said, you know, the only thing I was told, and the only thing my section now could get out of anybody that wrote my APR was that an NCO needs to be reliable. And the issue with that is, y'all know my mental health.
So you can't get sick, is what they're saying.
You can't get sick. You can't get cancer. You can't.
Nothing.
You gotta be reliable.
No, that's BS.
And every other section chief, they read my APR because it's an EPR.
And
it's
this
a good
is
EPR.
why people don't go to the doctor.
This is why
people don't seek help. This is why suicide rate is so high.
I say that. I told them that. I was like, this is why people don't go to mental health. And they were like, well, it's not about mental health.
Yes, it is.
It's just about everything.
No.
What's everything? Break it
What
down.
is everything? I worked
Did
there
they
for
break
2
it down?
months. No.
They don't even know you.
They don't know me. They
didn't
couldn't.
even get a chance to know you because.
And that was the best. That was the best thing they could tell me was that we didn't get to see enough of you. We didn't get to see.
So that means I'm not ready?
So what if you had came there with cancer? Would they have treated you the same way? Would they have gave you a not ready now because you were not available for them to get to know you?
How about you reach out?
I'm pretty sure
How about
they
you
would have
check on
asked.
me?
Right.
Hey,
what
how
they
are you
should have
doing?
done.
Do you need anything?
Honestly, no, not even all of that. What they should have done was reach out to your last
base.
shop
Yep.
to understand, hey, how was
That
she
is
when
exactly
she
what
was
she
there?
The issue with them saying
is
that
reaching
they got to my last base, the issue is I only had 3 flight chiefs. I was at Shaw. Shaw's a very small base, and nobody wants to be there,
At all.
and everyone
Angry.
deploys. So yeah, no one's ever there. One of my NCO, one of my flight chiefs is retired. He retired right when I left. The other one left, PCS'd right when I left, and the other one PCA'd right when I left.
They ain't global.
So who did you contact?
They ain't global.
Yeah,
You could have researched.
for sure. But when I kept asking, who exactly did you talk to?
They had no answer.
Of course not.
No,
Convenient.
no. And the biggest issue is they kept saying it's above me. Even when I sat with the master sergeant that signed it, he was like, honestly, it was above me.
I would have went to the commander at that point.
This is embarrassing.
Honestly.
No, the thing is, when I went to the shirt, she made it very clear with the new system, they don't have to explain unless they gave you a referral, which is not a referral. They don't have to explain. In the old system, a 2 was considered a markdown, so they would have to have a reason.
Yeah.
Like, how is this airman? Because a 3 was the standard,
So,
but a 2
so
now.
You're
is
asking
a
them
one
to explain that.
the same way? Would they have to explain themselves? If they
A 1,
yeah.
they would have to.
A 1 is a referral.
Because a 1 says do not promote. A 2 just says not ready. And the way they explain it, every airman that they meet.
The 1 is a
not-
referral.
I mean, a 2 is a referral. It could be a referral because Damien got a referral.
No, if it's a
And he got
referral,
a
it's
2 on his
referral.
EPR.
If it's a referral EPR, they have to click referral.
Yeah.
Not ready.
But I mean, like, the if it's 1 or 2 doesn't matter.
Huh.
Like, again, I know people that got a referral. Damien got a referral EPR and he got a 2.
too.
Yeah. It's just they're not ready, you know. And the way they explained it to me, everybody explained it to me, is with the new system, every airman, we consider them an airman. A 3 says promote, which we know it as a 3, but the rating is promote.
That's why I kept
That
telling
means they have exhibited that they can be an NCO.
So,
And I was like,
what if an
but-
NCO came and was sick? And
Exactly.
Had some medical
Right.
issues right as they got there.
Well, guys, the battery died, so here we are. We don't remember what we were talking about last, and we've only tried 3 wines. So what do we do?
Leave them for next time.
I like it.
I like that. You know, come back for a part 2 of a sip and chat. Last topic. Any questions? Anything we want to say? What is it? What is something you have noticed in your career that you feel is specific to Black women's experience?
The only thing I have to say, we already touched on it though, is we're kind of not allowed to get angry.
No.
Oh, not at all.
Like we can't get upset. We cannot show emotional. We can't show any of our emotions without it being too much.
Right.
Or aggressive.
Right. either we're aggressively angry, I've been told I'm aggressively happy. I'm just
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just trying to live my life. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. We cannot express our emotions the same way, say a white woman would. You know, if they're upset and they cry, you know.
Oh
it's
my
acceptable.
God.
I
If
mean,
we upset and we cry, we're weak.
right.
We're considered weak.
Immediately, or we're putting on a show,
Yeah.
you know, or
Right.
it's not believable. That's happened to me. I've cried before and it wasn't believable. Oh, you're just doing too much. What do you mean? Have you ever seen me cry before?
Yeah.
This was the one we did.
Put the wrong foot.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll end it on some positives though. I will say, although I am getting out this year, I'm done with the military and I will be done forever, but I will say I would not be anywhere where I am without it. Like, even if I had gone to college,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I
The
am.
benefits.
The benefits,
are
the
ridiculous.
pay, like even like you got out, but you get disability.
Yep.
So you have the option of
Exactly.
being in the crib, you know what I'm saying? Of
Yeah.
taking a break. You've had 2 years off to recollect, to rebuild with your man.
Definitely.
And that's not something a lot of people when they quit their job, they gotta go get another job.
Yeah.
Because essentially that's what getting out is, equivalent to like quitting a job.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
even like with me, like I bought a house and then we got orders and I bought another house. Most people, they say the hardest part of buying a house is saving up for a large down payment. That's not something you gotta do with a VA loan.
Not at all.
You know, so I wouldn't be where I am without it. So whenever someone like talks, I will always encourage someone to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird, like I'm also not against if someone were to say like I'm getting out. I'd be like, fuck yeah, get out. You know, like it's
Yeah.
it's
Just
a,
make sure
it's
you got
a
a
weird
plan.
look. Yeah.
Make sure you got a plan.
Have a plan and use every resource available to you.
Yeah.
You get free school, use it, you know?
Yes, and like she said, even though I got out, it wasn't. I would never discourage anyone else from staying in
Right.
or joining because, like she said, I wouldn't be where I am without it.
Right.
It gave me a lot of insight into what I want and what I don't want, obviously. But it was life experience, and if things had turned out differently, if I had gotten, you know, other bases other than the ones that I got,
Or even leadership. Leadership
Yeah,
makes
leadership
or
makes
breaks.
a difference. Cause
I touched on that earlier when I said I had that little 6 months.
Yeah, that's 6 months where you were like, I'm staying in.
Perfect. I can't even
Yeah.
express to y'all how perfect life was for me in those 6 months. I really was like, I'm back to being a lifer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. And then, you know, just wasn't in the cards for me.
Yeah.
But it's just that quick how things change. So if I had stuck with it and went to another base, easily could have been better for me.
Right.
But I wasn't willing to stick it out anymore.
Yeah, that's where I am. I'm just not willing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing. And some people, like, they always mention if you have a kid, you can utilize, like, you can take a year off. And it's like you're not a part of the military for that year. I think it's like up to a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, no. Because then that adds to the end of your contract. I don't want to do that.
You
Like,
can, what?
you can take a year off.
yeah.
After you have a baby, you can take a year off.
They changed it. Military.
An entire year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's up to 2.
No, it's
I know it's at least a year and a half.
I think it's at 12 months.
Mm-mm.
But it might be.
And they changed it. If a meal-to-meal family has a baby, either
Yeah.
person can get out. Yeah.
Look
Like-
at them being very, what is it?
Which would make sense.
Forward.
Like if I'm a master sergeant and I have a baby and my husband's like a tech, why the hell would I get out?
Right.
You know, like why?
Right.
Or if I'm a tech and my husband's a senior airman or staff, why would I get out? I'm making the money.
Right.
Staff ain't making shit. So I mean, yeah, it's some good things. They got good, amazing resources, amazing benefits. Not even just like healthcare, because I personally think that should be a resource everyone has.
It should be.
But like,
I went, my ER trip was $10,000.
ridiculous.
$260 some dollars, probably more than that. But I was like, what in the world? The pills the medicine they gave me to stop the bleeding,
Yeah.
$443. Just to come check to make sure I was breathing was $45. Like,
Yeah.
it literally was on there like
I mean, that
bunch of
that type
times.
of stuff is ridiculous to me anyway. But like even the benefits of like when I had the baby around Christmas time, the base was doing a thing where your shirt gave you a ticket, my shirt gave me a ticket, and it was like you got like 5 free gifts, brand new presents. There was bikes, like they had a big
Did
volunteer
you put your
thing.
name on the list?
The shirt put my name on the list. Yeah.
They called me for something and they were like, "You want me to put your son?" I was like,
Yeah.
I got shoes, clothes.
I got some clothes.
Robot.
I got
they actually asked me what
toys.
he likes.
Yeah.
They gave me what he likes.
They give you a shopping cart. You had a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that happens at every base. Stuff like that. Even the swimming pool on base is free. Even shopping at the BX, the commissary, way cheaper than anywhere else.
Way cheaper.
No taxes. Like the benefits, if you're smart, even if you do a 20, if you're smart, if you're investing correctly, there's no reason why you can't get out and never work again. Like you could easily get out, get your paycheck, your retirement paycheck, and your disability. Because be smart, get disability. And if you have invested correctly, SP 500, we already have the TSP, which transfers to 401k. Like, if you're smart about it, the military has potential to build wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know anyone in your family that's wealthy, like for me, even if like my parents make a lot of money, I don't know anybody wealthy. You know what I'm saying? The military is a good starter for that. Especially if you have no credentials, you don't have no money for college.
Yeah, school.
It's a good route. It's smart, but I'm done. She doing the 20 though.
I ain't got no choice.
You don't. It's all you have
time.
5 years left.
Yeah.
Thug it out.
Once you get over 10, it's really not an option.
At all.
It doesn't make sense.
I always say that, like, yeah, Damien, once he hits his 10, which is at the end of
Makes
this,
no sense.
I was like, you go 10 years in one day, you're staying in. So at that 10-year mark,
Make a decision.
you make a decision.
You better make it.
10 years in one day,
Makes sense.
you are in it. Like, okay, well, we're gonna close it out. We're tired. It's late. We were supposed to do this way earlier, but that didn't happen.
Trips for food.
You know, and then we ate, and then now we tired for real. We were drinking a little bit.
For real. My eyes over here.
Okay, but thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this little sip and chat. We will do more of these until we start our podcast. Look out for details on that because I ain't got none right now. But I will. But right now I ain't got none. But look out for that. From now, but before that, we'll just do a little sip and chats. I think that'll be really fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was nice.
This is nice. We'll do it. We'll get absolutely. Watch the end. Watch the bloopers. They're hilarious. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you watched to the end, I appreciate you. I love you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.